Advocate Mnisi did not just reopen uncomfortable questions. He pushed the courtroom straight into territory that could have serious consequences far beyond this trial itself. Because the moment General Lishabani started describing what allegedly happened inside the office of the DPP, the atmosphere changed completely. This was no longer just about contradictions in evidence. Now the court was hearing allegations that Brigadier Gininda and Advocate Baloyi allegedly wanted Lishabani to support a version involving Constable Zungu that he himself did not agree with. And General Lishabani made one thing painfully clear. He refused, not because he was confused, not because he forgot, because he believed participating in that process would amount to defeating the ends of justice. That is explosive. The general basically was telling the courtroom he was not prepared to destroy his rank, reputation, and freedom by helping strengthen a narrative he did not believe was truthful. And that is exactly where Advocate Mnisi turned the pressure all the way up. Because Mnisi didn't retreat from the allegation. He leaned directly into it and even assured General Lishabani that he would assist him in taking the matter further before the commissioners regarding allegations of defeating the ends of justice involving Baloyi and Gininda. That is not small courtroom drama anymore. That is the kind of allegation that shakes confidence in the entire investigative process. And honestly, once the public heard that, many people immediately stopped asking whether the case was merely mishandled. Now people are asking whether certain individuals were allegedly trying to manufacture certainty for promotions, reputations, and career advancement while accused men sat facing life imprisonment. That is why the courtroom energy became so tense. Because if these allegations are true, then South Africans are no longer looking at ordinary investigative mistakes. They are looking at allegations of a justice system being manipulated from within. And the more Mnisi kept pushing, the more Baloyi's objections started sounding like panic alarms inside a collapsing building. At this stage, many South Africans are saying the same thing. If ordinary citizens can be arrested for defeating the ends of justice, then nobody inside this case should be above scrutiny either. Let's take a listen.
Now, from what you've just said, who could have been in there? It is apparent that the state had this knowledge that Gininda had just told them in the office. Not so.
For that, Zungu was there personally?
No. That Gininda also confirms that Zungu told him that he got his information from Kwabeni. The state knew that.
Yes, no, the state knows about it. I was with my advocate Baloyi.
Yebo umshushiswa wayekwazile lokho ukuthi uGininda naye washo ukuthi ke uZungu lokho wayekuzwe ngoGwabeni wayekhona umshushiswa naye.
Now when
I even said that okay. Even if you can call the National Commissioner, what I'm saying and what Gwabeni is also saying, even the National Commissioner will say the same.
Ngaze ngasho nokuthi ke nanoma ke ungaxhumana no National Commissioner ngoba lokho engikushoyo noGwabeni naye ke akushoyo National Commissioner naye ke uzokusho.
Because why Gwabeni said to us he was called by National Commissioner Sithole that yes, a person whom you is going to tell you something.
Ngoba ke naye ke Gwabeni wakusho ke ukuthi ke wathola ucingo kwakuya ke nabe National Commissioner emtshela ukuthi nanga umuntu ozokutshela onento azokutshela yona.
Thank you. Constable, where you spoke of Gwabeni.
I'm talking about Brigadier Gininda head was called by the National Commissioner to say, yes, come to my office. Here is the person that you must hear the story and work with. It's where I said, what I told them that now, I got it from
yes,
Zungu. He said he got it from Gwabeni.
Thank you.
Lana ke benkhulu uGeneral uthe Gwabeni qala manje kusiyashintsha uthi ke uGininda ukuthi ke uGininda watsho ukuthi ke lokhu ngakho kwabuya kuZungu uZungu wathi yena ke wakutshelwa uGwabeni.
Thank you. I won't get to the aspect which is to the following effect, that when actually Zungu came to testify here and gave an impression that he was personally there with his accused on the 26th of October 2014, the investigating team in the state knew that that was not entirely correct, because he himself said that he got this information from Kwabeni. But nonetheless, let us proceed. I said I won't get into that. Yeah, that won't be an issue. Yes.
This is really descending into a farce, my lord. With the greatest of respect, Constable Zungu came and testified that that should be the basis on which counsel should move from sworn evidence under oath and not any other information.
Thank you, my lord. I hear what the state is saying. We remember, my lord, we're busy with Zungu here. And my lord, I can tell you, we're not done with Zungu. It is just the beginning. We're not done with Zungu. Yes. So we cannot be told that we should deal with this case only on the basis of Zungu's testimony under oath. No, that's not how it works. I think the state knows that. But I've said to you, General, I won't get into that. Thank you. Now, and I think this is going to be my final one. When an officer at the level of a brigadier or a colonel says to a potential witness, please say something that will corroborate the testimony of this witness. In other words, say something that will align with what this witness is, or this witness is going to say or has said. And it does not say to you, tell us what you know about this. What does that constitute, General?
My lord, that's what really made me cross. Because, you know, as an old man, even if that time 3 years back,
yes,
but it was really frustrating.
Yes.
Because I know that what I was saying is exactly what he heard from you. And I even said, even the National Commissioner would come and say he heard it from Kwabeni.
Yes.
And I was frustrated.
Yes.
Manje ke uma ke iphoyisa ke elikusikhundla ke sika brigadier noma uKenneth selithi ke manje kumuntu ke okungenzeka ukuthi abe ufakazi. Cela ke inkulumo yakho kube inkulumo eqonda nayo ke noma ehambisana ke nenkulumo yalofakazi noma ke iyalo muntu ukuthi kusho ukuthini ke lokho. Yilokho ke kwangenza ke ukuthi ke ngaqasuka ke Nkosi enkantolo ngoba manje ke ukuthi ke ngiyikhehla ke noma ngimdala kangaka noma ke kwiminyaka ke emithathu endlule Nkosi enkantolo ukuthi ke yilokho ke manje okwangenza ukuthi ngingaphatheki kahle.
My lord, if I dare to change my statement, you are going to see newspapers that a former general is arrested by a brigadier for defeating. Because why? They want promotions.
Ngoba ke uma kuukuthi kwakwenzekile ke lokho wawuzobona ke konaka amaphephandaba ukuthi ke owaye ugeneral ngaphambilini ke ubesho ubrigadier ngokuphazamisa ke ukusebenza komthetho ngoba ke bafuna ke izikhundla noma bafuna ukukhushula.
General, thank you. We're going to proceed with this point. You keep on referring to yourself as an old man like me. You look much younger than many youngsters that are on the streets there. I must tell you that.
No, I'm old.
I can see maybe in terms of age, but in terms of poacher looks and everything, how you basically carry yourself, I can tell you, take it from me. I used to be a judge in the beauty contest years back.
I can see you're handsome.
But thank you, General. You're saying if you had done that which you were requested to do by Brigadier Kininda, later on we would have seen you on the newspapers with a caption written, a general has been arrested by a brigadier for falsifying information or something like that.
Yes, my lord.
ngikuzwa kahle-ke uthi uma kuwukuthi wakwenzile lokho sasizobona-ke amaphephandaba ukuthi-ke owaye ugeneral ngaphambilini boshiwe-ke ngokuthi-ke anikeze ngestatement ekungasona. Yebo ngosenkantolo.
That's why he was also frustrated when I refused to change my statement.
Ingakho-ke naye-ke wayengaphathekile kahle impela nje uma ngesikhathi nganginqaba ukuthi ngishintshe istatement sami.
Thank you, Brigadier. But the conduct, I'm sorry, General. I'm sorry, sir. Thank you, General. But the conduct of the person who was saying to you, can you please change this into this? In law, is that a punishable conduct?
Yeah, it's not allowed, my lord. But as long as I've never, if you have done that,
Yeah.
it was going to be more serious. But myself, I was going to talk while I was in the cells.
Yes.
Kodwa-ke manje indlela-ke lo yena-ke wayekusho lokho awayephethe ngayo ingabe-ke indlela-ke umuntu-ke angayijeziselwa. Yebo, isimo leso esicayi kabi. Kodwa mina-ke uma kuwukuthi ngangikwenzile lokho ngangizothi uma ngabe ngikhuluma ngangizokhuluma ngikuwona amasebe.
Would you agree with me that that conduct by the person who said to you, can you change this into this, basically that amounted to an attempt to defeat the ends of justice?
Yes, my lord.
Uzovumelana nami-ke uma ngithi-ke loyo-ke owayekusho lokho kuwena ukuthi-ke yenza lokho ukuthi naye-ke naye owayezama ukuthi akwenzeke ukuthi-ke aphazamisane nokusebenza komthetho. Yebo ngosenkantolo.
And that happens in the presence of a senior state advocate in his office and nothing happens.
Don't forget, because
Yes.
I refused.
Yes.
That's why also my advocate was very angry.
Yes.
Lokho-ke uthi kwenzeka-ke ehhovisi-ke lo mshushisi-ke ophezulu-ke kakhulu-ke ngesikhundla ila ungakhohlwa-ke ukuthi ngishilo-ke ukuthi ingakho-ke no-advocate-ke lana wacasuka.
After seeing that I'm refusing, and then it's where he said, okay, we leave it there. It's where they said, okay, man, let's have a cup of tea. Because I was angry, I said, no. And because when I went there, I was taken by Brigadier from home. I said, now I will see what to do. It's where I called my kids to come and collect me at
Yes.
the police station.
Ila khona-ke manje-ke ngoba esebona-ke ukuthi cha-ke ngiyanqaba-ke ukuthi ngikwenze lokho wasecelwa-ke ukuthi asihambe-ke siyophuza-ke itiye ngoba-ke ukuya lapho-ke ngangiyolandwa uyena-ke ubrigadier mina-ke ekhaya noma endlini ngase-ke ngithi cha ngizobona-ke ukuthi ngenza kanjani ila engaxhumana khona ney'ngane zami ukuthi zize-ke zizongilanda.
Now you're saying the advocate was angry. What was he angry at?
He was angry because, as I said, he called me 4 times because he said, you know what, Lishaba?
Yeah.
With this statement,
Yeah.
I cannot take hearsay, Lishaba, you know, hearsay evidence is not allowed. I said, yes, my advocate, I know.
Yes.
I know. But it's exactly what happened now.
Yeah.
Manje-ke na uma uthi-ke wayicasukile-ke umshushisi wayicasule yini-ke kungoba-ke washo kumina-ke amahlandla amane uthi-ke uyazi Lishabane ukuthi lesi statement sona-ke yinzwabethi angeke ngisebenziseke noma ngiye naso-ke enkantolo ngathi-ke ngiyakwazi lokho advocate.
My lord, he was not aware. If I've done change it, they were going to arrest me in the office of the senior state prosecutor.
Ngosenkantolo akwazi-ke ngoba-ke uma kuwukuthi ngangikwenzile lokho babezongibopha kuyona-ke kulona ihhovisi lakhe umshushisi.
Mind you, I said this court that on 2020,
Yeah.
Zungu told me that now Brigadier Gininda said that he must write a statement to implicate me, that I must be arrested. You get the point?
Yes.
And he said, you know what, I had no choice. I wrote it. And then-
ukhumbuleke ukuthi ngo-2020 uZungu wangitshela-ke ukuthi-ke waphoqa uyena kuBrigadier Gininda ukuthi-ke abhale istatement babezongibopha wathi-ke akukho wayengakwenza wasibhala.
That's the reason why I cannot phone the provincial commissioner and complain for nothing. I cannot also text the national commissioner for nothing.
Ingakho-ke asikho isizathu esingenza ukuthi-ke ngifoneleke uNational Commissioner, uProvincial Commissioner kanti lokho engikukhulumayo kuyinto engekho.
Before the judge, if they can come here,
Yeah.
they will tell you to say this man complained about a situation of Lishabane where he was told by Zungu that he's been forced write false statement against him.
phambi kwakhe-ke uMahluleli ungababiza-ke beze khona lana bazoyitshela inkosi enkantolo ukuthi yempela-ke lana-ke ugenerali-ke wafaka-ke isikhalo ukuthi-ke watshelwa uZungu mayelana-ke nalokho uGininda ayekushilo kuyena.
General, let me assure you, we will not leave that one unattended. You have got my word in that regard, and you've got the word of the court in that regard. Do you understand?
Yes, my lord.
Thank you.
Sure-ke kuwena lokho ukuthi angeke-ke kudedele noma kuyeke-ke kanjalo lokho ngingakuthembisa futhi-ke nayo-ke inkantolo nayo-ke ingakuthembisa.
Now, in Afrikaans, there is something that they call sameswering. Sameswering. It means when two people are doing one and the same thing, like when they are colluding in Afrikaans, they are calling that sameswering. Do you know that word?
No, I don't understand that.
Yeah, maybe the court can. I think the court knows Afrikaans because he used to.
Conspiracy.
Sameswering.
Sameswering.
It's conspiracy.
Sameswering.
Yes. The court used to have used practice in the olden days before 1994, where they go to court there and conduct the proceedings in Afrikaans very fluently in Afrikaans.
But I also did Afrikaans Netherlands 1.
Excuse me, mother.
Afrikaans Netherlands 1.
Yes, Netherlands. Yes. You remember
I'm sure
Afrikaans
Mr. Baloyi did that also.
is from Netherlands. Those guys who hail from from Holland.
Are we through, Mr.
I'm just left with one, General. So, Zungu, Constable Zungu, or let me put it this way. In the broader analysis of what you have just told this court about what Zungu told you, that he was forced to do statements against you and stuff like that, would I be far from the point if I say, in this case, Zungu was under immense pressure to do things that he would not have done had it not been the pressure that he was under?
No, I cannot comment about that.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Ngabe-ke ngasho khona-ke ngithi-ke kuleli cala leli-ke uZungu wayengaphansi kwengcindezi enkulu ukuthi-ke enze izinto ayengayeke azenze uma kuwukuthi ingcindezi leyo yayingekho cha angeke-ke ngisho lutho kulokho.
Because they can also lie, my lord.
Ngoba bangaqamba-ke amanga nabo nkosi enkantolo.
Thank you, General. I've got no further questions to you, but mark my words, we will honor your request about the commissioners and everything. Thank you.
Yes.
So according to this testimony, South Africans are now expected to believe that two highly experienced officials allegedly sat inside the DPP office trying to turn Constable Zungu into the star witness of the century, using a story that keeps developing more holes every time somebody touches it. At this point, the Basotho Hostel version is surviving purely on determination and vibes, because every time the story starts collapsing, here comes another emergency repair session. And honestly, the public is starting to look at Baloyi and Gininda like two men who mistook a murder investigation for a promotion interview. The picture painted by General Lishabani is devastating. According to him, instead of following evidence wherever it led, there was allegedly pressure to support a version that even they themselves allegedly knew had serious problems attached to it. That is where this becomes embarrassing. How do you allegedly try to recruit a general into a questionable narrative, then act shocked when he refuses to jump into the fire with you? Lishabani basically told the court, "You people are not about to destroy my career so you can polish yours." And honestly, that sounds like the first sensible survival instinct heard in this trial for a long time. Meanwhile, Baloyi was objecting with the energy of a man watching his WhatsApp chats being read aloud in court. Every time Mnisi moved closer to the DPP office discussions, Baloyi suddenly developed the reflexes of a nightclub bouncer during a raid. Objection here, interruption there, pressure everywhere. Because once the public starts hearing words like fabrication, conspiracy, and defeating the ends of justice inside a murder trial, the entire image of the prosecution starts shaking violently. And Gininda is not escaping criticism either. Because if these allegations are true, then South Africans are looking at senior officials who allegedly became so committed to securing a narrative that they forgot the small detail called actual justice. That is the real tragedy here. The Maiwa family is waiting for truth. The accused are sitting with possible life sentences hanging over them. And instead of the public seeing confidence and transparency, they are watching allegations that sound like a crime series written during load shedding. At this stage, many South Africans are saying one thing loudly: if ordinary people can be arrested for defeating the ends of justice, then titles, ranks, and expensive robes should not become immunity shields. If you appreciate this courtroom analysis that asks the uncomfortable questions others avoid, make sure you like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next explosive development in the Senzo Maiwa trial. And now I want to hear from you. Do you believe General Lishabani's testimony has seriously damaged the credibility of Baloyi and Gininda? Should allegations of defeating the ends of justice now be formally investigated? And after everything revealed in court so far, do you still believe the state's version is holding together? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, stay alert, think independently, and follow the contradictions. I'm Skybridge. Goodbye.